All right. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome to class as usual. And today we'll be concluding on the basic CRUD operations for the entities we currently have, which is who can remind us of the entities we are working on, the three entities we are working on. Let me know if you're following. What are the three entities we are working on? All right, Edegift, go ahead.
We are working on the grades get.
No. Three entities.
Okay,
Three
sorry.
models.
Okay, sorry. Projects and to do and the users.
All right, so the users, the project, and the to-do tasks. So
Yes.
those are the three
Yes.
entities we are working on. So it is believed,
Yes.
it's been said that after we are done with these three entities, that is enough for you to extend these applications to other entities or models, right?
Yes.
So in our last class, what we did was we were able to finish up the update endpoint and update endpoint, the get users by ID and create user. So today we are going to finalize everything about the CRUD operations for all the entities. That's to do with today we'll cover up the delete operation, that's the delete endpoint. Then we would expose the endpoint for projects and finally to do tasks. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks. So let's finish up with our delete operation. So who can remind us what is the okay, this has it's even there already. Let me go and off it. Right. All right, so what method are we going to use for this? What HTTP method are we using for the delete operation?
Delete.
Okay. All right, thank you. So we have the delete operation here. And since we are deleting a particular entity, right, it's always good we pass in the ID of that entity we want to delete. That is the route, okay? Which is the ID. Okay.
Can you zoom in a little bit?
All right. Okay. Sorry. Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Okay. So the next is to create the method for it. Public. I think tax. I want this to return the results. So we're using action result. The name of the endpoint user and the ID that would be passed from the front end in ID. Great. Now for me to delete the user, what's the first thing I need to do? What's the first thing I need? The first step I need to do if I want to delete a user, what's the first step?
Check if the user ID.
Sorry?
You need to get the user ID.
All right, I need to check if that, I need to get it and I need to check if that user exists in the database, right?
Yes.
right? Okay. So we have var user equal to wait, and the name of the DB context dot the DB set, which is users dot, we have the method called find async that would find a particular ID. So this will return an object, which is the value, or is going to return null. So if this user is null, what should happen? It means this user, the user with this ID doesn't exist, right?
Yes.
Great. So return not found. Then we need to pass in the JSON, how you want the front end to get that response, which is a message, a JSON form message AGE message equal to, we can actually say, we can actually do this user with ID doesn't exist, right? Hope we are not lost. Okay, Edegit, go ahead.
Okay, so thank you. So like this, is this like a validation?
Which one?
This one you're writing now, is it like
Okay,
a validation?
all right. Okay, thank you. It's not a validation. You know, we are used to returning not found. I can decide to return not found like this, and it's going to return the status of this one is going to be 404, right? But
Yes.
if you want to return not found with a message
Yes.
for the front end to see, a response for the front end to see, this is how we go about it. This method accepts no parameters, and it also accepts a parameter, which is a string.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. So
Okay.
if I'm returning just not found, this is what you would see. Let me open my sticky notes. Come in. Confirm when you can see my sticky notes.
Okay.
Yeah, can you see my sticky note?
Yes.
Great. So by me returning not found, the front end would see this. If there is no user, the front end is going to see this status 404. That's all,
Okay.
right? But if I want to also return status 404 and a message, a meaningful message for the front end to see and understand, this is how I go about it. I just come in here, pass in a JSON representation of that message. So by doing this, user with ID doesn't exist. So by doing this, this is what the front end would see. The front end will see this and also see this, and also see this message, user with ID 3 doesn't exist. This is what the front end will see. Do you get it now?
Yes.
Exactly. What if I want to add additional information for the front end to read and understand, I can even go ahead to say this. Not only that, I can say status could be maybe 999, right? So by returning this now, it means the front end now, you are saying the front end now would see this, and this.
So what's the
Status.
99 for?
It's just for an example. It's not as if it's, I'm just telling you whatever you put in this curly brace, that's what the front end will see as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So the front end will see that. Do you get it now?
Yes.
All right. All right, let's proceed. Hope we are following. Precious Steve, how are you?
Good day, sir. I'm fine, sir.
Yes, so hope you have completed the previous videos.
No, I haven't yet, but I'll watch it today.
Eh, okay. Samuel, you
Yeah,
left
but
the
I
class.
understand what you.
Okay. Okay, you understand the class. Okay, all right, that's fine. Yeah. Samuel, Alpha, you left class last previously on Tuesday.
Yes, I was called. Sorry about that. I was
Okay,
called to
okay.
a meeting. Yeah, sorry.
All right, that's fine. So I'm returning this for the front end to see. Yeah, let me remove this since I don't need to return that. Just this. Hope you understood why I did this. We have not forgotten that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if the user exists, this line of code would execute. So I have to go ahead and context dot users dot remove. Go ahead and remove this user from the DB. And after doing that, what's the next thing?
Return.
Save.
Hmm?
Save.
Exactly. Let's not forget though, someone can spend 3 days trying to figure out the bug, not knowing the person didn't save to the DB. Yeah. Context dot save changes sync.
Async.
Then call this, and we need to return no content, which is 204, which is still success. So that's basically that. So I'm going to run the code now. Right, let me make this visible. Coming. Right, can you see my swagger?
Not yet. Yes.
Okay, so let's try adding. Let's first of all fetch all users. Let's see all users that are in the DB. Taking time. All right. These are the users we have currently. 1 to 1002, 1003, 1004, ID5. So we have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 users. Let's assume I want to delete one, this user with ID1. Let's try that out. So I come here. Put the endpoint here. Put the endpoint there. Okay. So this is the ID coming from the front end. First of all, checks if the user exists in DB. So this user exists, which is what we have here. Okay. Hope we are following.
Yes, sir.
All right. So it's not going to be null. It goes ahead to remove the user and saves the change. And when we do that, we get 204, which is no content, saying this user has been deleted successfully. So let's confirm if that was true. We'll go ahead and fetch all users to see if we still see one, ID1, it means it didn't work. Its operation was not successful and the user was not deleted. I'm going to fetch this again. And what do I have now? I have ID2, meaning ID1 was deleted. That user with ID1 was removed from DB. Hope we are good. That's why I said the delete operation is very, very straightforward. Yeah. Any
Yes,
question?
this one is straightforward.
Yeah. Any question?
Yeah, I have a question, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I know that what we have done now is the aspect of the add delete. But what about if
Yes.
we want to do the soft delete aspect?
Soft delete.
Yes.
Like
Because,
you want to suspend a user. Yeah, because okay,
yes.
in real scenario, you're right, thank you. So in real applications, right, in most applications, we don't actually delete a user from the DB. Who can tell me why? Why we don't do that? Okay, Deligwe, go ahead.
Okay, so this one of the what I think about it. So it's about data. Should I say? I don't know the word now. Data consistency, or is it?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
consistency, yes. Okay.
and integrity. Yes, exactly. I think that's the word. Data integrity. So, for example, just like how you tie to projects and all these relationships and all. So
Yeah.
imagine deleting a user that a lot of things are tied to. It will just scatter the database and all that and all that. So what we mostly do is just to add a field, maybe deleted at, and put it to null. Then whenever you just want to do the soft delete, you can just assign the date of deleting that user to that field and just leave it there in your database. So when you're now fetching, maybe fetching all users, you now fetch all users and say where deleted at is not equal to null, so that it will not fetch those ones that have been deleted, something like that.
All right, great. Thank you. Do we all understand what he said? We all understood what he said. They give, do you understand?
No.
Everyone?
I don't understand.
Okay. All right, this is what he meant. So assuming you can see my sticky note, right?
Yes.
All right. So assuming user A, we have 3 users. Let's say we have 3 users, user 1, user 2, user 3, right? We have 3 users. User 1 have created, user 1 created project 1, project 2. User 2 created project 3, and user 3 created project 4, right? So when you are querying, let's say you are querying the database, you are trying to get fetch all projects. What comes along that response is the name of the project, the person that created the project, which is user 1, and some other details, right? Do you get that now?
Yes.
Hello?
Sir?
Do you get my point to this level?
Yes.
You were not following, Abby?
I will follow
You
you,
were doing
sir.
something.
No, I was looking at what you're doing.
I said, assuming we have 3 users, user 1, user 2, user 3, and user 1. Okay, let me don't use this user 1. Let me use your names so that we don't get confused. Precious. Sorry about the small letters. Okay. Ede, Precious, and Samuel. So we have 3 users, Ede, Precious, and Samuel. Ede created 2 projects, which is project 1, project 2. Precious created project 3. Samuel created project 4. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Great. So if I'm fetching, when fetching all projects, right? What comes along the response is what comes along the response is the name of the project, right?
Yes.
The date it was created, right? The user that created the project, right? Which is
Yes,
the
sir.
creator, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
let's stop with these 3 and some other information. Now, if you model or you design or implement your code in such a way that you created the endpoint for deleting this user. Let's say you deleted a gift, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you want to go ahead and fetch all projects. If along the line, the database comes to project 1 and fetch, and the next thing is doing what? He wants to look for the creator of this project 1 and doesn't see any user, your database will break.
All right,
It's
sir.
going to break, or it's going to be null, which shouldn't be so. That's what we are trying to avoid. Do you get that now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah. Edegif, do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are trying to avoid having a null because assuming this user is deleted, when fetching project 1 and project 2, if I ask now, who is the creator of project 1 now?
We don't know.
Okay. Edegif, who is the creator of project 1 now?
Me.
Why are you saying you? It means you still don't understand.
But
I
I've
said,
seen my name there.
okay,
Project
okay,
1.
fine, no worry. Okay, let's assume I deleted the gift now from DB now, the user. And I ask now, when fetching all projects, and it's trying to get the creator of project 1, what do you think the solution will be or the answer will be? Hmm? Who created project 1 now? Hmm?
So I know about because we deleted the person that created the project
Exactly.
1.
And is that good for your DB or
No.
data? Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense, right? So instead of
So I wanted
performing
to
a
say
hard,
something.
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Hello?
Yeah, okay. I wanted to say that when you deleted a person, the person that created the project is also the project supposed to also
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Why would you delete a perform? It's possible, but the reason is why would you want to delete a user and also delete all the project? Does that make sense?
No.
So you are saying, let's assume you were working in a company and let's say peradventure you did something bad and they deleted you from that project. It means these 2 projects that is ongoing will also be deleted. Does that?
No, it will not.
So you
Instead, we
see,
have
that is why it's not good to delete the user and delete everything that was created by the user, right?
yes.
Great. So what we do
Yes, sir.
instead is the user will be there, but there will be an extra property for this user called is delete, right? This is a property called is delete, which by default defaults for all users, right?
Yes.
Great. So if the admin wants to perform a soft delete, right? Soft delete has to do with this feature whereby if I want to delete a the gift, all I just need to do is change the is delete to true for this user. This is what
Yes.
we mean by soft delete, meaning this user has been deleted, but is still in the database. That's a soft delete. Do you get that now?
Yes.
Okay. So that's clarified now.
Yes.
So Samuel, yeah,
Yes,
it's not
boss.
good to delete a user, but we always perform soft delete, which is this. But since I'm just doing this class for normal CRUD operation, that's why I had to show that. But in real scenario, it's not good to delete a user. Hard delete. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, boss.
All right. So that is that for the delete operation for a user. Any question? Before we go ahead today, we go to the project entity. All right, now. So we are done with the user controller. Everything is working fine. Let's move over to, okay, Edegate, to go ahead.
Okay. So my question is, like, we have finished in this user part now. Like those entities that we created, I thought that we could have like there is something that you showed us one time like that. Like when you are checking some like you list out the user, like you say if first name equals to maybe user dot
That's
first
update.
name,
That is
then
update. This for update. Yeah, you do that for
update.
update.
Okay, like say exactly. Okay, so it's only done in updates, like
Yeah, you
using
are trying
API.
to reassign. Yeah, you are trying to reassign values to the
Okay, so every other
existing.
method we go.
We just go like this,
Okay.
similar to this. Yes. So to summarize everything, right? For create, you are trying
Yes.
to populate the database, right? And you call add async to populate the database. You are not concerned about the ID of a user because that will be generated from the DB, right? From DB context DB. So you don't need to bother yourself about ID. All you need to do is pass in that object to the DB, save it to the DB. But you see this will this check which you guys still have to go and try out. You need to perform some checks to make sure that this user you are creating, the email of this user is not used by another user. So all those check needs to be put in place in this method or in this endpoint, right?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
So, but when you are getting an information, let's say you want to get get an information, right? Get one information and get all information. So this is for getting one particular information from an entity, right? So what you need to think of is the ID, right? If you have ID, once you gain access to that ID, you can get all the information pertaining to that entity. With this ID, that is why I'm passing in the ID, right? But if I want to get all informations, all the users in the database, I don't need to bother myself about ID. I just need to forward the DB context users dot to list. It is going to get everything and display them in a list format, which is this line. So I don't need to bother myself with the ID. I'm getting information, right? So this is just the basic. When we go into the intermediate level where we talk of paginations, I don't know if you have heard of paginations. I'm now talking advanced term now.
Anyway, no, I've not
Yes,
heard
ma'am.
about that one.
So that would be taught in our intermediate class. Pagination has to do with, so assuming there are over, there are over 1 million users in the DB, and you want to fetch those 1 million users, you realize that your application will be loading. It will become very slow because it's trying to fetch 1 million users, right? But with
Yes, ma'am.
paginations, what pagination does is, assuming in your front end you have a table that has 10 rows, like that's kind of fetch one at a time. Let's say it has a table that has 10 rows. So what that does is, when fetching the users, it's going to fetch the first 10. It's very fast. There will be a button that would say, go to next page. Do you get that?
Yes.
Yeah. When you click that next page, it is going to fetch another 10. So by that flow, by that operation now, you notice that querying, when you are fetching information, becomes very fast than compared to managing this. This would work for small data in the database, but when you are talking of millions of data from the database, it is not going to be ideal doing this because your application will become very, very slow. Do we get that?
Yes.
So I'm just introducing us to that concept. So maybe after now, you can just check that up. Yeah. Then there's
So
another
what's the name
concept
again?
of pagination.
Okay.
There's also another concept of caching. If you've heard of caching,
Caching or caching.
C-A-C-H-I-N-G, caching. A-C-H-I-N-G. You can still check it up if you want to. So what does caching does? Caching has to do with you fetch. The issue now is whenever you are always querying from the database, it takes time, right? It takes time and all, right? But with caching, what I just need to do is once I fetch once, let's assuming I'm performing this application for the first time, I'm running it for the first time, to just talk about caching without getting you confused. Caching has to do with when you're fetching users once for the first time, what caching does is it's going to save all those users you have fetched somewhere. It's going to save it in a memory. First of all, it goes to the database. It gets all the users and saves it in memory somewhere. When next you are fetching that users again, it will not go to the database again. It will go to that memory and get everything sharp at once. Do you get that?
Yes.
So that's another concept on its own. So all those are advanced, immediate stuff for you to just go and check it up. But don't be faster than yourself. Try and understand this basic concept, right? Get it very well before you gradually learn some advanced concepts, okay? All right. Hope I
Okay, sir.
didn't confuse anyone. Indexing also, yes, indexing. Yeah, indexing also. Deligo is bringing advanced STEM now. Yeah, indexing too. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead to do the um project controller. Yep. It's very, very similar to the user controller, so I don't think we would spend much time on the project. It's very straightforward. All right, see this okay, Samuel, go ahead.
Okay, boss. I wanted to ask something though. I think that's for what you just said right now. You said project controller is similar to users controller, and you have once before taught us about generics. Like, okay, if that would be the case, if something you told us that if things are similar, instead of we doing it repeatedly every time, why can't we just have one generic and let all type take from there and make use of it?
Exactly. That is the point. Exactly, that's the point. So the whole idea of this is you guys will see the duplicate yourself. And one of the tasks I will give you guys is to go and refactor it and make it generic. That's the whole idea of it, right?
Okay.
So
Sorry,
it's
sir,
the
we didn't
reason.
get you.
Okay. The git, what's the meaning of generic? Yeah. Like when something is generic, what does that mean? Because if you don't understand this generic concept and you get confused, yeah. Hmm? You don't understand what generic is.
So I'm still confused on that generic part,
Yeah,
somehow.
don't worry, I'll look for the video, you'll go and watch it.
Hey, thank you. Thank you,
Mm,
sir.
okay. Because of time, that's why I can't explain that here. So because of time.
No
All
problem,
right.
sir.
Okay. Then I think I remember there was a time. Wait, let me check that now. Is it Precious Steve that asks about when you fetch data, where if it's possible to get, we are having a num 000, why don't we have the
Yes,
real
yes, sir.
names?
I was the one to ask the question.
Okay, were you
Yeah, so
able
in the
to
database, no, no,
figure that out?
no, sir, not
Okay.
yet.
Okay, that's even straightforward. What you just need to do is you go to your program. It's a very simple setup. Let's try that now. Okay, let me stop this. So you still go to your program. Then there is a service called builder dot service dot you add controller builder dot service. It's still inside this add controller. Let me do that here instead. So if you add the controller, inside this add controller, there is what we call dot add JSON. I think it's add JSON, add JSON options. Yeah, add JSON options. So by doing these options, So if you put this in your line of code, this would solve that. These are lambda expressions which are still intermediate concept. Yeah. They give to go ahead.
So I'm
Jason,
waiting for you to
like the
finish before
options.
I'll ask the question because it's based on this thing you're telling us now.
Okay. Jason serializer options dot converters. So what this does, it gets the list of user-defined converters that were registered, then convert them as adding. You need to add what all enums would display their real values. This is another class documentation you need to go ahead to read up, Sha. JSON string enum. Think JSON string enum. JSON string enum converter. Yeah. All right. So by doing this, it solves that. Yep. Okay. Idea gift. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So it's just this you just wrote now. That's where my confusion is.
I've not talked about lambda. Okay. Who wants to say? Someone is saying something.
No. Okay. For me though, I know that there are different approaches to this. Though I've been hearing about JSON, as in serialization, not this why, but this is my first time me getting to know that okay, I can make use of it in my controllers. Though I feel like on for at some point if one cannot go ahead with this, we can still go ahead with another approaches of we just having those um enum status as their normal, maybe their normal string. Then maybe when we are now bringing them into the maybe into the stuff like that, we can just say that okay to string stuff like that. So I've seen some styles like that online, but this is my first time of getting to know that okay, I can make use of
Okay.
it in my controller straight away.
So you are saying we can have something like this. Is this what you mean? Like treat them individually or
Yeah, like on the controllers
mm,
or on the implementation set, we can just treat them to string immediately. But I think your approach is very, very straightforward and just once, not just to be treating it one by one,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is the
this
best.
one would cover everything. Yes, this would
Mm,
just
very,
automatically go to
very
all the controllers and
better
serialize
this way.
everything to their respective names. So about this lambda now, as I was trying to avoid these lambda expressions, all these are still advanced stuff which might get you confused, right?
Okay.
And they give, I know that's why you want to ask, but for now, just
Yes.
use it in your code, right? Just use it in your code.
So just okay.
Okay,
Hold
can I
Yeah,
can I say something?
yeah, go ahead.
For the land that though, I think if we have not, I think we have used it before in this class.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
for the
yeah, we have
lambda
used it.
expression,
Yeah.
for the lambda expression, just for now, I will
Mm.
just like say that okay. At the gift, don't look at it like big stuff. What they are just trying to say that anytime you open a small bracket and you see that word options and lambda, you're saying that okay, for each member in that method, do this for that member. We are just picking each members. Let's say options. Let's say for each options in age adjacent options, for each options there, do this work, do this task. That's what is picking up. But the best thing is just like if you have subsequent practice over time, you will get used to it that it is a normal way of doing things. That's it for me though.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll give you the doc. I would because this concept isn't actually beginner friendly. Yeah, something that will take me maybe 1 week or 2 weeks to teach. Yes, for you to really get it clearly. That's why. And what I would do is I could give you the documentation, or maybe we can have a class aside this one just because of time. Yeah. The main
All
thing
right,
now,
sir.
the main
Thank
thing
you.
is let the code work. Let the code work, that kind of thing. Yeah, at least the whole idea of all this is the reason for doing all this is for you to be able to there's what we call software architecture. Architect everything from start to finish. You need to be able to know what you need to do first. Step one, all those step one, step two, step three. Step one, what do you need to do? What is step one? Do your model. Step two, create your database context and all. You need to have that skill to be able to do that, to be able to architect and draw your outline, what you need to do. That's very important. Okay. Once you develop that skill, all these ones are secondary. Yeah, all these ones are secondary. Now, if I should ask you now, what's the reason for doing this now? At least, even though you don't understand this lambda or stuff, at least you know why it is there, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Just adding the
So that's the first
services.
step. Yeah, why it is there is because we don't want to be saying that when you are fetching an information, especially for enums, you don't want to be saying 0 for maybe account type 0, which we know it
Yes.
represents admin. We want to see the actual value, which is the string, right?
Yes.
So just get that for now, right? Just take it one step at a time, okay?
Oh, thank you,
All
sir.
right. Yeah. So let me run this again to see if that works. Okay. Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Nope.
No,
Okay. It's not showing. How about now? My swagger, can you see it now?
no, we're still demo.
Okay, let me check it now. Is it visible now?
Not yet.
Oh boy, it's uh okay, let's check it. How about now?
Not yet. Yes.
All right, great. So assuming I want to fetch this user now, I want to fetch all users. Let me execute that. So let's see now. What can we see now? Now you realize we are not saying the value, we are saying the actual string. User
Yes.
status, active, gender, male, right? So Precious Steve, it's clear now, right? Okay, so that's how we go about that. So, yep. So let's proceed. Okay, let me stop it. All right. This alarm. So project now. Let's try the project on. Where is project controller? So let me create this, push it. Yeah, it's not good to compile, put everything in just one commit. If you are done with one thing, you push it. Okay, dead or exposed, delete endpoint for user. All right, commit stage and push. Okay, right, we are done with that. Let's move over to project controller, which is what we want to do. The create, fetch all, update, delete. So I'll just need to okay, let me put this side by side, or let me just leave it this way. So first thing first, I'll put it side by side. So I just copy paste because of time. Hope we can see my boot screen. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. So we need the DB context, which is what we are used to, right? Now
Yes.
this will tell
Yeah.
you there are so many duplicate line of code. This can be managed. Yeah, this can be managed. There's a way to manage it. Because imagine you having 10 controllers that are having this context being used. That is you're repeating yourself. So there's a way to refactor it, meaning you just need to go and store all of this in one place. Why those 9 controllers will just be referencing that store. I don't know if you get it.
Okay, so you're saying that instead of putting this private read only in all of them, that you need to create a class for it.
Exactly. So let's say I have 5 controllers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 controllers sharing this information. Maybe they are sharing PP. This one is sharing PP. This one is still using PP. This one is still using PP. This one is still using PP, right? This is, you are duplicating this line of code in all the controllers. What if you had 20, 30 lines of code? It means you will still go and put it PP in all those 30 lines of 30 controllers, right?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Great.
Yes.
Then what if you maybe you want to correct or rename a particular property? I know Visual Studio help us to manage that, but what if there was nothing to solve that, and maybe you want to change the name of this PP here, maybe to PR? You will still have to go here and change PR, and although there's a way to rename that. Once you name this, it's going to automatically affect all others, right? But having this isn't cool, right? So instead of having this, you can actually create maybe a universal class. Let's say we call it universal class that have the PP, right? So instead of having this PP, this one will still reference the universal class indirectly by 5 referencing or inheriting in the universal class. Indirectly, it's also getting PP. Do you get that?
Not
Right?
really sure.
Eh? Don't worry. Don't worry. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't mind. Get it. Let's just proceed for now. You would see the beauty about this is on your own. You yourself, you know that there should be a way I need to refactor this because I'm having to repeat myself in so many places, right? Until you find out, when you find out yourself, then you really understand why I'm explaining all this, and why there is a need to refactor and create a class that will manage all those duplications, right? Okay, but for now, let's just flow with this, okay?
Okay, sir.
According to the rule 1 states, write the code, let it work. Once it's working, secondly, refactor to make it better, right? Che? Okay. All right, let's proceed. So CTOR, I need to initialize that in the constructor. So there's a way to do that. Instead of me coming here to retype this, I can come here and control dot. Once I click control dot, there's an option to add this parameter to the controller. So once you do that, it adds it. So it saves me the stress of manually typing this and typing this. Do we get that? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But so what if you have like so many private read only there? How will you now do the control dots?
And now you do them individually now.
Is it
You
not
just
going
do,
to create the constructor like the way you did this, or it will be adding it to
it
this
will be
one?
adding, yeah, it will be
Okay.
appending, yeah, to be appending. Yep. All right, so that's that. So the first one is we want to create a project, right? And the HTTP method to use is HTTP post. Yep, HTTP post. All right, so we have public public async and tags of my action. Okay, then the name, which is what, create project. Create project. You need to pass in the project model. All right, they give to go ahead.
So you are using I action here. Why?
Okay. I think I needed to talk about interface. Yes. The reason why we use I action and action. Let me just use the action first. Don't worry. Let's use action first. Okay. Don't worry. All right, project. Why do we have these red lines here? Why do we have it here? Who can tell me why
We
we
have not
have
opened
this? Sorry?
Okay, we have not brought in the entity, as in the namespace for the entity
Okay.
project.
All right. Yeah. So control dot. Yep. Control dot using task management domain project. This is where it is. Okay. All right. So we have that. Right. Now, we're not going to do this, right? Who can tell me, or Edegi, tell me, why did we do this? Check for the model state. If you remember, why did we do this? Why did we check for the model state of the model?
Okay. We check if the user is valid. If the user is not valid, then you return the bad request. But if the user is valid, then
What
you
makes a
add
user valid? What makes a user valid?
if the provided details matches the request.
I use email as an example. Use email as an example. What makes an email valid?
If the email exists,
No,
then
not really. What makes an email an email? Like, what makes it valid? Ayana, let's go to the user model, because I know we did that in the user model. Okay, it's not here.
Just ask her.
All right, looking at this now, why did we do this, this, and this?
Okay.
Should I?
This is the validation that is checking. This one, the first one is telling us that email is required. While the second one is checking if the email is
Yeah,
valid or not.
what makes an email invalid?
And if
Valid.
you maybe the email that is not formatted.
Give me an example of an email that is not formatted.
Gmail.
Eh? Like, give me an example of an email that is not formatted, an invalid email. Yeah.
Like email must have a Gmail, like yes. It
Yeah,
must
you're
be
mixing
a
it.
valid mail, like yeah, you I feel like
Now,
you access the
example.
system.
Okay, Samuel or Precious Steve, give me an example of an invalid email.
An invalid email must will not have at or will not have .com. So a valid mail must have the at character, and it must have .com. So that's a valid difference between a valid mail and invalid email.
Exactly. So if I have someone's email as their gift, finish, is that email valid?
No.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So this is checking for the model state. It's what this does is with this check now, it goes to the model to check all these attributes to check if they meet the requirement. If they don't, it's going to throw an error saying, let's assume in your body you don't have an email. It's going to flag this saying email is required. Or let's say you fill in the email and it's invalid, it's going to go ahead to do this. So all this stuff, you can read up the documentation. There are other attributes that you can apply to some of the properties. There is an attribute that will check for the length of the property. If your password is less than 5, it's going to throw an error. It's not valid. It's invalid because your password that you imputed is less than 5. So you can just read up the documentation. This is just 2 here. There are other attributes you can just read up. Okay. All right. So we'll not do this because in our project, we don't have attribute that is checking for the, but in your own project, in your own application, you can go ahead to do this. So, okay. So we just go ahead to, hope I didn't confuse anyone. Hello?
No. Okay, you were
Okay.
talking about the model states the other time.
Sorry?
You are asking the other time that why model state is why are we using model states?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now let's proceed. So we just go ahead to, then we need to check for something which I would give you guys as tax to this anyways. We can't have projects of the same title. So implement this and prevent duplicate title. All this stuff that this to do that you guys don't want to do. Your promotional tax. I want to see all these validations, everything correct. Yeah. So just try and attempt them because it's going to be helpful. So you need to do that. But for this class, I'm not going to do that. Yep. So await. Let's go ahead to add context dot is it users? Add async a project. That's what they call a copy and paste in your school. You copy your neighbor, you copy the person's name, person's surname, and all. It's
Okay.
tied to that.
Map will be one.
Eh?
So that the map will be big.
Eh. So what's the issue with this? Why are we having this error? This is a common error. This as a result of copy and paste anyways. So what's the error now? Why are we having this error? Cannot convert from,
Users.
exactly, cannot convert from project to user. That's because we are using user DB set instead of the project DB set, right?
Yep.
Okay. Project DB set. So we do that and we save it. Okay. Wait. Context dot save changes async. All right. We do that and return okay. Return okay, which is success. Now there'll be another to do, which is this. If you go to your project now, I'm gradually showing us our promotional tax that will be there. If you go to your project now, there's a property called created by ID, right? Hello?
Yep.
Great.
Yes, sir.
So when creating this project and you are passing in your created by ID, this created by ID is the user that must be in the database. Am I
Yes,
following?
sir.
Great.
Yes, sir.
So if there is no check that will check that, you need to check that the creator by ID already exists in the database. If it does not, return a bad response or bad request saying this user doesn't exist. Do we get that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The gifts. Hope we are following. Abdul, Marianuba. It's confusing.
Yes.
Is it confusing?
Yes.
Very confusing.
Not value.
Where were you lost?
I'm lost in this place that you wrote that project. We are saying
Okay.
something.
All right. So this is what I mean. Let me make this visible. Anywhere I stop, you guys will go and finish up to do tax. So okay. The main thing is to just understand why we need to do things, why we need to make decisions. Yep. All right. So you can see my sticky notes, right? Shay? Hello?
Yes, we can see it.
Great. So there are 3 users. This is the gift that has with ID 1, Precious with ID 2, and Samuel with ID 3. So there are 3 users in the DB, right? For every project you create, when creating a project, we need to pass in what? We need to pass in the creator by ID, right? So assuming the gift created this project, what we need to pass in is 1, right?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
What if Samuel created the project? What will be passing is 3
Yes.
as the value for this property, right?
Yes.
Now, what if an ID was passed that is not in the DB or that doesn't belong to a user? Like let's say maybe 45 was passed in now. You know it's going to actually assign it, but it's going to cause an issue later on. You know that, right?
Yes. Yes.
So to avoid this, when creating this project, we are checking for 2 things. The first one is duplicate title, right? What comes to your mind when you are trying to check? You are making use of the concept of if-else statement, right? If statement and all, right? So
Yes.
you check for duplicate title, and also you check for um created by ID. Check created by ID exists or belongs to a user. You need to check if this created by ID belongs to a user. If it doesn't belong to a user, do not create the project. Rather, return a bad request saying creator created by ID with ID 11114444 doesn't belong to a user. Do you get that?
Yes.
So it's clearer now, right?
Yes.
Great. All right, so we need to check for that. So let's just try and attempt all this to do it. Very, very important. I would check for this in your final promotional task. I'm going to really check for this very well. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
All right, so I've added it. Disclaimer, this is just for class purpose. In real scenario, this is very bad. Before you go and say, I taught you how to do this. You not put check, you just add the project. No, bear me witness. So okay. All right, so that is Marian Uba. Okay, go ahead. You have been quiet.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
First question, have you watched the previous video?
So now I'm just entering the class now.
Direct attack.
Okay.
Direct attack. Oh.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. So you said that one is not a good practice. This one you're showing
Going
us.
ahead to add without this to check. It is very important to perform this to check, which I have given that as a task to you. Right? You need to check
So
for this too.
what's then the right method to use?
You want me to do your task for you? Eh?
Okay, it's part of our task.
Now it's out of your to do. Yeah, anywhere I put this to do, when you clone the project, anywhere I put this is just for you to go and attempt it. I want to see what you have done. It's when I see what you have done. You create a branch. The flow is this. Create a branch with this. This is how you create your branch before you attempt to solve an issue, right? You call your branch, maybe this is an issue actually, right? But since I named it to do, your name of your branch should be first of all your name, which is Marianne slash the title of the branch, which is what to do slash what to do slash duplicate email. Yeah, but for this case now it's going to be what duplicate title. But since this branch will be handling everything that concerns projects, you can just name this project. You get that? Right? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Do you get this? You know how to create a branch.
Yes.
So this is how I want to see in your branch. If you are trying to fix all issues related to project controller, you have to create one branch for one controller. That's what I want to see. Then this is how you name it. Your name, then the title of this, which is this to do slash the name of the controller you want to fix, which is project. If it is the user controller, it's now going to be what your name, which is Marian slash to do slash user. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I want to see that. I want to see the attempt you make. Is from your attempt. I'm going to guide you. Yeah. I don't want to start spoiling people. Nah. This is adult class, not children class. Yep.
So when are we doing it?
There's no deadline for this, but it's going to be part of this your final promotional tax. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll check for this. So this is more like building, like preparing you. Yeah.
So is it like building a full project or what?
Just building APIs. Your task will be just basically building APIs and making sure your APIs is intact and solid. Yeah, covering all edge cases. Yeah. Okay. All right. Gift, you want to ask?
Yes. My question is that when we are creating those branches, like you just said, Marian / to do / project, is it in those branches that are going to write it like this, or in each of the every controller we are working on?
One branch for one controller.
Okay, so we're going to list it the way you just put it, like Marian, to do, and projects.
Yep, for this controller. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Marian, have I verified you on that? Are we good?
So I can only be good when I've watched the previous classes.
Okay, yeah, when you've watched the previous class.
I'm lost in this API part.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. It's when you watch it, Sha.
Yes, sir.
All right, now let's proceed. So we are done with creating the endpoint for create project. The next one is fetch. Let's just expose some of the endpoints and run the code, okay? Okay, so let's do for fetch all. I want to fetch all projects. Yeah, I want to fetch all projects. How do I do that? Okay, let's start with fetch by ID, which will be the HTTP get. And this time around, it's going to be ID. Okay, great. And next one, it's going to be public async.
But so we have not created any
That's-
HTTP get on this one.
What are we doing?
No, we are adding ID. Oh.
I'm getting, there are two things. You get all and you get by ID.
Okay.
If you remember in the last class or
Yes.
last week, if you're having both get, it's going to cause conflict. The only way to differentiate between the two routes or method is by adding the ID.
Okay.
And if we have another get, it shouldn't be the same with this, or it's going to cause conflict. So it has to be unique, right?
Okay.
Yep. So tags of action result, action result of is it user or project?
Yes.
Okay. Project. Okay. Get project is just basically the same thing. Get project by ID, then passing what? The int ID. Yep. Passing the int ID. So first off, I need to check if this ID exists. That's the first thing I need to do. So it's just pretty straightforward. Nothing, no much listing, just straightforward. Because of time, that's why I want to do this. Then assuming you have the, maybe you just copy paste and you want to rename this. They're having the same variable in this and this. I can rename here and it's going to affect everywhere else. So I can just come here and type control RR, control CTRL, control RR. So by doing this, if we rename it that way, control RR, so we type project and you click enter, it's going to automatically renaming everywhere else that has that variable name. But we are still having this error because we need to change the DB set to project Yep. Hope you are following. It's practically the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. So forget now. It's the same thing. Yeah. I won't advise you to copy and paste, to write the code out yourself since you are starting up, so that you get used to it. Yeah. Don't copy and paste. So it's because of time. That's why. Project. Then one thing with copy and paste is you might leave something out. You might even leave the name. You might forget to even rename yet to project. That's the danger that comes with copy and paste. Although it speeds up time, but you need to be very careful. Even me, I make the mistake anyways. So just be careful. Okay, so update now has its own different, like, because they are not having the same property. So we do that. Okay, now let's run it. I think we can run that now. Okay, let's run it now. All right, it's time to run it. Hope we all are following.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we have user and we have our project endpoint ready for us. So I'm going to put a breakpoint here. This is for create. I'll put a breakpoint there. Let's just see how the create works. And fetch by ID. No need for breakpoint now. It's still the same thing with user. Oh, you can't see my swagger. Sorry. Yeah, you can't see my swagger. Okay. Let's see. Is it clearer now? Can you see my swagger now?
Yes.
All right, now let's proceed. I have project and user endpoint. So this is the user, and let's see how many users, how the users that are in my DB. We have over 5. Okay, so we have these users. I want to use ID2 as my creator by ID. Yep. So I want to create the project, and this is me creating the project, which is what we have here. Now, if you remember, I told us about what did I tell us about? DTO, data transfer object. Who can recall? Like, why do we need DTO? Just summarize it. Why do we need DTO? They gift. You were in that class.
Jehovah.
Why do we need DTO?
What? Okay.
Yeah, forgotten.
No, I've not forgotten. That's not making me to laugh, yeah.
No
Okay,
time, no
you
time.
say why we need DTO is that we use it for like to those things that we don't want to expose.
Okay, yeah, those things that we don't want to expose. All right, thank you. Samuel, you wanted to say something. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's right. DTO are just like a contract between the user and the server to tell me that okay, these are the requested information that the user needs to always see. It's not necessary that the user to need to see everything in the database, but to a restricted information that is needed for the user only.
Exactly. Yep. All right. The gift, go ahead. Hey, Sammy, don't talk something we go confuse their head. Oh. The gift, go ahead. Thank you, Sammy. It was detailed. Yes, thank you very much. The gift, you raised your hand first before Marianne. The gift. Was that a mistake? Okay.
Yes, I wanted to shake somewhere.
Okay, yeah, Marian, go ahead.
Okay, so my question is, what are then the hidden ones that you don't want to show the users?
You have not watched the previous video. Kai. I explained on this it was last week. Yeah, last week. Yeah, I talked about it. So you just
Okay, no
yeah,
problem,
just
no
watch the
problem.
video.
Watch.
Yes. It's when you watch it and if you don't understand, then you drop a message on the channel, like Precious did. As you're watching, if you don't understand, just drop it on the channel. Hmm? All right. Okay. So created by, what we are interested in is what? We don't need this ID, right? We don't need the ID. Okay, let me remove it here. We don't need the ID. Why don't we need the ID when creating an entity? Why don't we need ID? Hmm? Hello? Why
So I
don't we need
think
Because
ID? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, who do
okay.
I? Okay, yeah, yeah. Ede, gift, go ahead.
Is it me that you want to call?
Yeah.
Okay. It's because the database will automatically generate the ID. So
Okay, all right. Thank you. Then created by, this will be generated by the database because we are actually referencing this. So all the database need is this created by ID in order to automatically reference and say this is this particular user. So I don't need to come here and be filling email again, password hash again, confirm password again. Do you get it? Because the database will do that for us. So we don't need that here. Do you get it? Hello?
yes.
Fine. Same thing with to-do tasks. We are only creating the project. For a start, we are creating, like I remember I talked about, it's possible to create a project without a to-do task initially. So what I want to do is I want to create this project first before creating the to-do tasks. Okay? Hello?
Yes.
Great. So I don't need this as well, which this to-do tasks now still has reference to all these. All these are the to-do tasks information, which I do not need. So I'd remove that. Yep. So we just have this for the title, which is what? Project 1. Description, all about project 1. Created by ID now. Who created this ID, this project? ID 2, which is user 2. It just clarifies what I explained earlier on. The gift, you remember?
Yes, sir.
Then the start date and the end date, which all this will be generated from the front end. Okay. Then project status by default, not started. Yeah. Okay. Even if I don't fill in this, by default, it's going to take not started. Yes. So your typical DTO model will just be this. It's going to be this. You create a DTO with only this, and you pass that in your controller. In fact, should I even make this promotional tax really advanced? Should I do that? No. Let me just leave that out first. That is still, that would lead us to mapper. Yeah, mapper concept. So let me just leave that out for now. Okay. So this is what we have. Project this, the date and the end dates. All right. So if I create this now, what are we having? Created by field is required. Created by field is required. So we have an issue now. The created by field is required. So it's telling us to put that, even though, okay, let me put it first. All this is from the database configuration. Yeah, Deligwe, go ahead.
Sorry, I heard you talk about promotional task. Are you currently giving it out or
No. This I'm just no. This the CodeCamp, like at the end of everything, there would be the final promotional task, which if you fail, then you can proceed and you need to pass, and that's the main one. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Marianne, go ahead.
So you are saying something whether you should make the promotional task at first. Remember, we are doing beginner level.
Yes. We are doing beginner level. Don't worry.
Yes, so our promotional task will be beginner task.
Exactly. Yes, no problem.
Thank you, sir.
You spoke about MAPA. When I was talking about MAPA.
That one is intermediate level. I don't want to break some people's head, though, please. There are so many things to talk. I hope you guys will be in the next CodeCamp section next year.
Yes, sir.
Like you will
Yes,
still
sir.
be studying it ahead. Anyways, created by. So let me just put no there. Let me try something. Let me just put no. The gift, you are still raising your hand.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
my own question is far from what they asked, no. But it's still in the same. This thing
Okay,
that your
what's
mouse
that?
is now, is those things that you deleted. You say that the database is
It's
going
saying,
to.
yeah, it's a configuration, yeah, that we did.
Okay, the
That
database
is
already giving
saying
it
we
to
must
us.
pass in created by field. So I'm just putting it as no, because the database is making that required. Let's go to the model first. So we see that.
Wait,
Where is
wait.
the model?
It not gets my question.
What's that? Come again. Yeah.
Okay, I was saying that here, like those
Mm.
things that you deleted, you were saying that it's going to be the database that
Generated by
we
the
don't need to be
database.
putting.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was confused there, Sha. That's what I was trying to say. Like you removed it, then you
Created.
fill in.
Okay, don't worry. Let me do that again. This, right?
Yes.
Okay. This created by. Now, this, if you've heard of key value, this is a key. And
Yes.
after the column, we have the value. This whole value is actually the user that has been created before, right?
Okay. Yes.
So I'm creating the project. I don't want to create another user because this project will be referencing a created user that's been created before. So I don't need to start coming here to fill in the email of the user, the password of the user, because that has been done. Because I would only pass in what they created by ID. Once I pass in the user ID here, automatically it's going to reference that user and populate this information here when
Okay.
fetching project. You get it? Don't worry, we'll see
Yes.
everything when you would see how everything plays
Okay.
out. Okay.
Oh, sir.
Yeah. Marianne, you asked Marianne.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you were asking question.
Okay, sir. I wanted to see how you construct the model.
Okay, the model. Okay, yes. Let me take us back to why we are having that created by required. Let's see the migration project. Yes, project. So this is the project. We have this project here. Where is the required? Created by there's a place that made it required.
Line 28.
Line 28.
29. Sorry, 29.
Yes, okay, this 29 actually, this is for created by, which nullable false, meaning it is required, right? Nullable false, it's saying it is required. It means it should not be null, right? That's the meaning of being required. Like when you see nullable false, it means when creating this, created by ID shouldn't be null. right? Then nullable true means it's possible to have a description that has a null. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Great. So the reason we are having that created by as it's required from the database is that it's advanced. What we did was we created a migration, like we created a migration for all our entities. In the next level, right, intermediate level, we'll talk about how we can actually have control of our configuration, because this is coming by default. There would be a time when you're running your migration, you don't want to see some settings like this came by default because you ran your migrations directly. But there will be a time when you want to gain control of your configuration. You don't just want to write it. You'll be the one to write your own configuration where you want, like you gaining control of your configuration. I don't know if you get what I mean, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
Does it mean in the advanced part we will not be running a migration?
we'll run migration, but before you run the migration, you create your configuration, how you want your ID to look, how you want your title to look. Do you want your title to have type of some other type, or maybe you want your description to have some other kind of configuration? You'll be the one to gain control of your configuration before you run the migration. But if you don't create your own configuration, it comes with a default configuration from DB context. You get it? So one of the reason is because of that. Let me exit this. Is because of this. Yeah. By default, it made created by required. The created by field is required by default. But when we create our own configuration, we can actually strictly say created by shouldn't be required. Do you get that now?
Yes, sir.
Great. That's why I want to make that no, so that this can pass. These settings can pass.
Okay, so sir, is that the use the use of JWT? Is that the use of there's something they call JWT?
JWT. No, JWT is authentication now. We have not reached there now. When next week we would do authentication. Would
Okay.
expose endpoint for register, that's sign up a user, and login a user. We'll do those endpoints too. And if there is time, we can do forgot password, what
Yes,
else
time
again?
was.
Assign roles. Admin assign roles to another user. If there's time, we can do that. But the two main important thing is register, that sign up, and login. That are the two main important endpoint.
Okay.
Yes, two main important endpoints. The rest, you can do it. I believe you. Okay. Created by is still no.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
please, we'd like to learn that one from you, the authorization. Please, we'd like to learn the authorization from you.
It's authorization we want to do now.
I mean, assigning roles.
Okay, assigning roles.
Yes.
Okay. All right, no problem. That one is not hard.
Thank you.
It's fine. Okay, let me put this here. We are having some validation created by field is required. So let's just put it there now, since it's telling us that it is required. Let me put this here. Then remove this endpoint. Let me remove this endpoint. Project status. Okay. All right, let me just remove that. Let me just keep them there since they want me to keep it there. All right. So what is it saying now? What error am I seeing? Project field is required. Is invalid after expected, comma. All right, we still have a comma somewhere. Sorry, to do tax project 1. Pam, 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 pam. This. Okay, let me do it properly first. Reset. Let me do everything from scratch again. So ID, we do not need ID. Title, project 1, description, all about project 1, created by, we have the ID, let's leave the ID there. To start date, project status, that's all. All right, so we're good to go. So if you check this model now, we're having the basic, we have the created by ID, the created by ID, which is 2, which was what we filled, the description all about project 1. Hope we can see the Visual Studio. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, then end date. This one is that expired 1 minute ago, but we'll set it in the front end because it doesn't make sense. You are setting your start date and end date. They shouldn't be the same, right? So all those are validations. Yeah, I'll check out for. Yep, I can add that. I can add that too. Yes, let me add that. Yes, validation. Okay, let me add that too. Validation for start date and end date shouldn't be the same. All right, validate for that. Validate for that too. Okay, so it goes ahead to add this user. It adds the project rather, and it saves it to the DB. We are having an issue. Invalid column name, project ID. Invalid project name, project ID. Did we have any project ID here? Okay, we didn't have any project ID. Project ID created by assigned to by ID. Having an issue somewhere. Okay. Invalid column name, project ID. Do we have a project ID in our DB? Let's check that. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Wow, it's almost time. That's DB2. That should be DB2. Okay. Okay. Tables. Okay. I think that should be DB3 rather. DB3. Sorry, guys. Just hold on. Okay, DB3. Yeah. So let's see our project table. Let's see what we have there. What do we have here? So we have ID, title, description, created by ID, start date, end date, project status. We just have this. So where is the project ID coming from? Project ID is coming from somewhere. Where is it coming from? Okay, let's see. Assigned to by ID. Does it mean I need to pass the ID to it? Let me see. We'll pass ID first. One. Let me try that first. So it saves it, and it's still bringing up this error. Project column, invalid column name. Wow. Maybe update exception, project ID. Sorry, guys. We're trying to figure out why we are having this. Most of this thing is running migrations and all. Projects. So we have created by ID. Okay. Let's see the user. User has words. This, let's see, to do tax. If it has a project by ID. Project by ID. Okay. I think this has to do with, but we don't have project ID in our DB. I'm wondering where we're having that issue. No project by ID here. There come a time in the life of a programmer. Sorry. Okay. Let's run this again first. Project 1, the ID. Okay. Created by ID. 2, 1, the project status, to do tax. Okay. Except you don't want me to do this. Fill in this.
What's the error saying?
It's saying project ID cannot be null. Insert explore identity projects when insert is set to off. So all this stuff are configurations we would have just had control of before now. That's why we are
Okay.
having this settings. Yeah. So let's try something. If it doesn't work, then I might have to go and check up why we are having that.
So
Because
it's
on
like
the norm,
saying
sorry. Okay, go ahead.
it's like saying that we need to pass ID with the data. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Which is not
We need
supposed
to
to have
pass
it.
the project ID. Like if I leave it this way and I create this project, it gets created. Let's see the project now. We're having this to-do status. This is what we have here. Assigned by ID. Then there is no project ID. There's no project ID here. Okay, no project ID here. So if I
The
go
ID
ahead to
data is
save this,
1. What is it?
the ID, which ID?
Yeah.
ID 1, okay.
Or it's complaining
So
about the property now. Property
That
project
should
ID.
be
yes,
the
I
project.
shouldn't, this one, I shouldn't be here, but that will be generated from the backend, yeah, from the DB. But the issue we are having is this
The
invalid
property name.
column name project ID. This is coming from, but we don't have this project ID in the DB. We don't have this. I would need to check up why we're having this issue. So it's likely we might have a class
Start checking
tomorrow,
the
Saturday.
migration
Have you
Yes.
front.
checked database? Okay, I've
Sorry?
checked database and project ID is
Yeah, we
not
don't
there, right?
have project ID. Yes, invalid column name project ID. So I need to check why we are having this issue. And it's almost time for our class. So let me try something first. I'm coming. Try something. So if project ID DB update exception having this project ID. Okay, let's see. Ducks. So that's to do ducks to have. Okay, so does that mean I need to, since okay, I think I see the issue now. Since project now is having reference to do tax, but to do tax doesn't reference, it needs to have a reference back to project, right? Project. That's why we might need the project ID here. Let me try that out first. Public int project ID. Then also put the relationship here. All these stuffs are configuration. Sorry, guys. Set. All right. Then reference this here. Public project. Public project. Since it's referencing that. Okay. Get set. All right, equal to default. All right, equal to default. Okay, equal to default. All right, project, import this. So let me just run the migration for this first. I'll stop it. Sorry guys, I'll soon be done. Okay.
So we
So
are with you.
okay.
We are not tired, sir. Continue.
You like class, so
But sir, why
yeah,
do we need to put in project ID in the project itself?
yeah. No, this is to do tax. I'm doing that in to do tax. Like the project is referencing, yeah, the to do tax. So it's more like saying I need to
Yeah,
add that reference here as well.
sure.
Most of this persistence, all right. What's the first step in migration? Who can remind me?
Add migration.
Okay. Add migration.
Quotation.
Okay. Update to do tax. Okay. Update to do tax. Okay. All right. So update to do tax, update to do tax, update to do tax. Okay. Sorry. So we have the project ID column here. Now, next thing is to update database. You need to update database with that change. Okay. Introducing foreign key project on the table may cause cyclic multiple cascade. Specify on delete on action or on update no action or modify other foreign key. So the project now is referencing to do tax. So one way to go about it, right, is to remove that reference in the project. What's happening? The reason we're having that issue is that cyclic now, cyclic is another new one new concept in programming whereby project now is referencing to do tax, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great. And to do tax now is also referencing project. That shouldn't be so. That's the issue we are having. So one has to reference one only. Yeah. So what we need to do is I can remove this. I don't want project to reference to do tax, because if I'm fetching all to do tax for a project, all I just need to is the ID for that project. All right, let me just finish with what I'm doing first, then everything will make sense. Sorry, guys. Okay, all right, let this reference that one. Okay. Okay. So let me bam 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 bam. Right.
There is the move migration.
Yeah, I had to add two so that I would need to compare them with the other one of the database. Okay, we are still having this to do tax may cause to do tax. We're having to do tax again. Where? And let me remove this first. I'll remove this first. That's one thing with if you don't control the configurations, you end up having all these issues that you didn't plan for. Okay.
Well, but sir, okay. Though I'm not even talking about the error here, but I felt
Yeah.
like what you did before was okay for that list of tasks, because I believe for every project needs to have maybe collection of tasks. It
Yeah.
needs to have it. What we did before on that project aspect was okay on my own take, because
Okay.
though yeah, so that's what I feel on that project, on project class, because for every project, a project needs to have at least one task on it. So when you put in list of tasks there, I don't think they should that should be what is causing the error for that tax there. But on the to-do tax, we are saying that we're okay for every task. Yeah, for each task must belongs to a project. So having
Yeah.
a project ID and project navigation property is what is referencing it back to the project.
Yeah. Is what is referencing back to the project. But we are
Yes.
having a cyclic which might require us to configure it to implement
Yes.
this
Yeah, because
on delete
exactly
no action.
this. Though I have my own separate tax management. Exactly what you did there. That's what I did there. But I configure it personally using configuration setup, using the configuration settings you just mentioned right now. by
Okay.
restricting one to another, and it's worked perfectly without complaining.
I thought I could handle this without that configuration stuff. Well, you know what happened? I'll just end the class here because I don't know how long this will take. Then I'll just figure out how to manage this without um using that configuration. So we can meet tomorrow. I'll try and much as possible we meet tomorrow. Is that clear?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
The gift
thank
is doing
you.
see.
You don't
That's
trust this your
um,
tomorrow.
it's true. That's the reason I asked the question. I think the last two classes before I missed
uh,
series of I had a question then, like, why are we putting in these properties, as in like this require stuff on there, because I notice where I do where my boss do write all these things, he separated these guys for the configuration. I think maybe that's one of the reasons why,
yeah, you can
if we
do
are
this
just
from the
using it
configurations, yeah.
exactly, maybe that's what make it very easier, not having this kind of stress.
So you are saying we should learn the configurations, right?
No. There are two types.
Uh,
I've seen some people don't use the configurations at all. I've seen
okay,
some people don't use it at all. But I just feel like that configuration helps me, gives me like I am in control, I am in charge of whatsoever
okay.
I'm doing. That's what I feel.
Please, oh, teach us the way.
Okay. All right, let me just revert this back first to it. Down migration.
So what did
Uh,
you do? Down migration.
yeah, I want to revert it back to how it was before.
So that means we are going to learn the configuration part. So this error we will not encounter.
No, no, no.
Sagittarius,
You know what? No,
let me
I want
shock
to.
you. You see this thing that
Okay.
happened here? That was
Uh,
the error that was happening in that guy's project.
in which project?
The one I was telling you now last Monday, sorry, Tuesday.
Okay, something like this, right?
Something like this. I don't even know what I was doing. I was confused.
So I think
Ah,
only way out is to, but I need to find a way to manage this without, if I don't find a way to manage without using configuration, then we would use
okay.
configuration for that. Yes.
Okay.
Hope you mark my tag, sir, because me I use configuration and that's what I submitted.
No,
Oh.
no, no. If you, I would mark it now. If you use that, that is, it's your level. Like, I don't expect your level to kind of do beginner stuff. Now go flog you. Yeah.
Boss
So,
man.
so
Okay,
I would
boss.
go back and check this out to see if it is where I can manage this without using that. Then, if no way, then we'll have to do configuration, configure our migrations ourselves. Okay.
Tomorrow. We
Um,
don't trust this tomorrow. Anyway, anytime. Because we
let's
don't
see
trust
now.
this
Let's see.
tomorrow.
Seriously, for you, for you. Let's see how it goes. If
Hmm.
we don't meet tomorrow or Saturday, it's very, very tight. I won't lie. But if we don't, then on Monday in the daytime, Monday, we can. I'll talk to IK.
No, Monday.
Okay,
Have
but
you stopped
it's
recording, sir?
no. I've not stopped recording. Okay, let me stop recording first. So that, yeah, stop recording.